So today I got a new segment for you jokers, and that segment is called RiP's Own. And with RiP's Own, it's kind of like in the life of RiP trippers. You know, once a month I'm going to try to do a segment like this called RiP's Own. Each segment's going to be different, obviously, but today we're going to talk about some mods that I've been vaping on that I haven't reviewed yet, but plan on reviewing. We're going to talk about a couple tanks that I haven't reviewed yet, but plan on reviewing. I'm also going to talk about a couple other hobbies that I freaking love. If I'm not vaping, I'm doing these other hobbies. One of them is fishing. Bass fishing, largemouth bass fishing. I freaking cannot get enough of it. Pond hopping. I get on Google Maps and I just search for every pond. If I have to knock on people's doors to, you know, fish their ponds or private ponds, I'm gonna do it because I'm crazy like that. Also, cars. Oh, today I'm gonna show you my 1983 240D Mercedes-Benz. It's a classic. I'm freaking in love with that car right now. But yeah, fishing, cars, mods. I mean, how can it get much better than that? I'm gonna give you a little snippet of my daughter's birthday. Today she turned 1 year old. That's right. Her name is Penelope, Penny, Peapod. She's my little Peapod. I can't wait. That's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see how she reacts. I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you all this good stuff. We'll come back. We'll talk about some other things, and then we'll wrap this sucker up. So the first mod I want to go ahead and show you, and I want to go ahead and get this thing out of the way because I've already reviewed it, but the reason why I'm showing it to you is because I just can't put this thing down, and this is the Panzer 200 watt with the DNA 200 chip with a built-in LiPo. I freaking love this thing, but the reason why I'm mentioning it, and the reason why I want to go ahead and get it out of the way is because I can't put it down, okay? I've got all these other products coming in on a daily basis, and I feel bad because I want to set this thing aside over here, leave it. I may just give it away to a friend of mine because, I mean, I can't leave it alone. That's how much I like it. Now, all this is going to be subjective, but it's got to be mentioned. Again, the Panzer 200 watt with the DNA 200 chip and the built-in LiPo. In the description, I'll have a link to where you can find the full review. I'm putting this thing aside, and I'm moving on to the next one. Oh yeah, and you know what? Before I get to any mod, I want to show you this. Here's another tank. This is the Gemini Rta. I've already done a full review on it. In the description, there's a full review. Check it out. But I want to bring this up, okay, because I was wrong in the full review. I mentioned a con that is not, it's false. It's okay, it's a false con. I was having issues, and I guess I just reworded it wrong. Okay, here's the deal. In the video, I said you could not take this thing apart while the thing was full and change out the cotton and change out the coil. You can. You actually can. It's a bitch. And that's why I mentioned it as a con. I should have just said it was a bitch. You can, but it's a bitch. So that's my bad. You have to grab it correctly. And even when you grab it correctly, it's just going to spin and spin and spin and spin. And that's that. It goes back to the juice flow control. It just spins in place. That's the big culprit to this device. The biggest culprit. So you have to grab it correctly and... All right, let's get it. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I got it. Okay, but this thing's been cleaned out. It's dry as a bone. When this thing's filled up, it gets harder and harder and harder. For me, at least, to take apart this thing, the base and the tank section. But that's how to disassemble it while this thing's full so you can switch out your cotton and your coil. You can do it. I just wanted to correct myself. Finally, now onto the mods and the two tanks that I've yet to review, and I'm going to go ahead and state this. These devices that I'm going to show you guys, it's not going to be a full review on any of them. The first one is this Vape Forward Vapor Flask, the pearl white version. Killer, killer, killer so far. Been using it for about 2 weeks now. I got the Yokozuna tank, this Japanese tank sitting on here. It's a sub-ohm tank. The flavor I get off this tank is phenomenal so far. Only been using this thing for about 3 days now. The coil head that comes with this is the 0.85 ohm coil head, vapor at 23.5 watts, and I got the airflow wide open all across the board at the base. Now on to the next mod, and this is Vape Forward's other product. This is called the Stout. It holds a 26650, or it could be interchangeable. It's got this little sleeve where you could pop an 18650 in, which is really cool. And you got the swivel door on the Stout, and it comes out like so, and here comes your battery. Pops right out, pops back in, swivel it, locks into place, and you're rocking and rolling. You can take this out, pop the 18650 sleeve in, pop your 18650 battery in there, lock into place, and you're good to go. And I got the Yokozuna tank sitting on here, same tank that was sitting on the Classic. Chuck jets. Next on the list is the Tesla Nano 60 watt TC mod. Just did a full review of that bad boy, uploaded it. It's coming out to you guys very shortly, but the tank I have sitting on here is the Vaporesso Gemini sub-ohm tank. Not the RTA, but the sub-ohm tank with the new C-cell coil heads, the 316 SS 316 C-cell coil heads. And so far, it's vaping pretty good. Okay, vapor at 27.5 watts with a 0.4 ohm C-cell 316 SS coil head. Tank is very similar to the RTA. You'll see it. Here we go. It does whistle. You hear that? That's annoying as shit, and that's definitely going to be a con. I'm going to open her up just a little bit. Yeah, flavors are rocking so far. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Next is another mod that I've been vaping on for the last few days, the Cray Box 70 watt mod. First of all, it's comfortable and it vapes pretty good so far, but it is freaking light. That's why I'm including this in this video. This is the lightest mod, the lightest regulated mod that I've ever held in my hand. I can't even feel it in my hand. All I can feel are the edges. This is one that I just haven't looked into yet, but I'm pretty sure it's made of plastic. It feels like it because it's freaking light, man. It rattles a little bit, but they say this thing's water resistant. We'll see that. I'll put it to a test. The fire button, it's in a different, different position, but sometimes different things are good. And the last mod I want to show you guys, and this is one that just surprised me, okay? I've been vaping on it for a week. Actually, when I first received it, this was like 2 months ago. I posted it on my Instagram, and I was like, this looks interesting, and people were freaking digging at it. Not in a good way. They were hating on it left and right. And so you know what? A week ago, I decided to pop a cartridge in there because this is a cartridge device. Here's the mod right here. It's called the Diggerette or the Digirette. It comes in cartridges, and they have different flavors, multiple flavors. It's out of China, by the way. And the only issue that I find with this is that the flavors in here, I don't know. The juice, is it made out of China? Is it made over here in America? I think it's made over in China, and that's the only con that I have so far. But the vape quality is astonishing. The cartridge I have in here right now is the Cool Mint. I got the airflow wide open. It's got this one fire button. It's just easy for the noob. This is a device that if a smoker picked up at the gas station, they could get off the cigs with this. Easy, in my opinion. Wide open airflow. Look at that. I mean, you could take long hits. The flavor, it's not the best. I don't know, these Chinese flavors, I've had Chinese flavors before back in the day. I mean, like 4 or 5 years ago when I first started. It's kind of like the same thing, kind of like decaying. You know, I wish they included an empty cartridge so I could pop in my preferred flavor and really see how this thing vapes. I could tell that the vape quality is good, even though the flavors aren't the best. But still, it would be nice to have empty cartridges that you could fill up on your own with your own flavor or your own e-juice. Here's the cartridge. Comes with the juice in there. Pop it back in there and you're rocking. So that right there is the show and tell for this RiP's Own segment. Now on to fishing. Bass fishing. Yeah, buddy.
What's going on, boys and girls? RiP Trippers back at you today. It's been a long time since I've said that, but you know what? I'm back and I'm fishing. Fishing for some big old bass, largemouth bass. Got my boy with me, Jason. Check it out. What's going on, brother?
Hey.
Can they see you? Can they see
I don't know. I'm right here.
Yeah, it's my boy. So we're going fishing for some largemouth bass, and I tell you what, the bait that I like to use, especially this time of year, pre-spawn, is a suspending jerk bait. Okay, this is, ooh, look at this, ooh, little, but you know what? Today is there's some clouds in the sky. It's a little bit too sunny to use the orange bottom. I like to use the white bottom on sunny days, but unfortunately, I don't have it with me right now. But the other bait that I like to use is this Gary Yamamoto. Check it out, the watermelon. Ooh, I pop a weight up top, and like I said, this time of year, it's pre-spawn. The water's a little cold, so you kind of have to drag it across the bottom, jerk it a little bit. Oh yeah, another thing I want to show you, check this shit out. What'd you get this for, like 5,000, 5,500? It's a 93 F-150, right?
$200. 5,000 miles, 100 truck.
Holy, 5,200 bucks. It's got below 100,000 miles. Hot damn! I tell you what, man, I love the colors. It's like a burgundy and white, or it's like a cherry red, something like that. Got the dual pipes on the back. Crank her up, man, crank her up. Focus, Daniel-san. We're sitting at this pond over here. Check this out. All right, we're not even gonna fish this, but I'm just showing you guys that we are always on the lookout for some cool ass ponds to fish for some largemouth bass. Oh, blipper. We like to go pond hopping. Jason and I, that's like our hobby, man. That's our passion. What we do is we get our phones out, we go to Google Maps, right?
Go to Google Maps, and what you do is you find out where you want to go and zoom in, and when you start seeing all the little water spots, then it tells you where the ponds are, and then what we do is we go knock on their doors and see if they let us fish them. And a lot of times they say no.
So one time we were out and some guy came out with his sawed-off shotgun. No shit. He came out with a sawed-off shotgun. We were running for our life. But the other day we were fishing at your buddy's private pond, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
so we see this other one that was, oh man, it had structure everywhere, just stumps growing out. It was just beautiful, beautiful. And we see this cat, this old guy. He was in the front of his house. He was, what was he, trimming the bushes or something?
Yeah, sure was.
Doing something like that. We pull up and we're like, hey sir, how you doing? He had missing all his teeth, right? I don't even think he had his dentures in. Yeah, welcome to the Carolinas. But anyways, he's like, what you need, boys? Well, sir, with your pond, it just looks so fishable. It's undeniable. Can we fish it? I got 2 letters for you. N-O. And then he goes on and tells us a story about, you know, how these churchgoers, this guy and his son came up, asked him if he could use his pond fishing, and he said absolutely. And then the guy goes out of town, right? And he comes back, and the churchgoers has the whole congregation fishing his pond. Kids are shitting around the pond and everything. Can you believe it? The kids are shitting around the pond. I don't know. This cat's funny, man. What was he used to? He was like a vet, right? He
was an ex-military.
So yeah, we were like, well, what did you do when you were younger? He was like, I was in the war. I was over at Nam. I 2 tours. My friends that didn't even get drafted, they're chasing Susie Rottencrotch, and I'm over here shooting dicks. So right now we're in where? New Hill, North Carolina? Or we're still in Apex?
Apex on the way to New Hill.
Okay, so we're in Apex, North Carolina, on the way to New Hill. New Hill's got some crazy ponds, doesn't it? I mean, a lot of damn ponds. You're like, what, in city limits, and then you drive 5 miles out, and you're in the middle of freaking nowhere. I can't believe it, man. You got this truck. This truck is badass. Extended cab? $5,200 for a 93. What do you think these went for new? And back in 93, what was it like?
Probably like $24,000.
I'd be on that shit like white on rice. I know you guys get a kick out of me. Chuck it! Oh, there's another one.
Oh, yeah, we need to go to that one.
Shit. Oh, damn. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You got that tree in the back corner. Nice points over there, man. Something about a pond. You're always just looking for that Shaquille O'Neal in a pond. What I mean by Shaquille O'Neal in a pond, there's always gonna be that 10-pounder. Doesn't matter how big the pond is. And I tell you, the best freaking ponds to fish is the golf course ponds. I don't know what happened and zoomed in, but anyways, yeah, those golf course ponds, man, you can pull out the monster bass. I pulled out a 10-pounder out of a small little golf course pond. Have you ever been golf course ponding?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, you can pull some monsters out.
There's another one. Baby pond.
So what do we passed what?
Another one. There's another one on the left. We fished this one the other day.
A little too cold. When that water's 40, 50 degrees, man, they're just lazy. They like to lay on the bottom. Hell, sometimes you pull the bass out and it's like freaking...
an old shoe.
No, literally, their bellies are just covered in mud because they're laying on the bottom.
My buddy's house right here. We're in the country.
Yep, we're out in the sticks. Out in the sticks.
The sign at his front door says, if you can read this, I will kill you.
You know, you always see beware of dog. Don't you have beware of dog on your fence?
I do. I got 11-pound Chihuahua.
Oh, is that it?
Here we go.
All right.
This is the one today. Look, and it's even got a little spot to turn around and pull off.
All righty, so we're going down. Ooh. You just never know what you're gonna get when you go fishing these little ponds. Never know. Oh, see, this is the spot right here.
Beautiful out here.
All right, so right there, see, I'm going with this worm, Texas rig style, popping a little weight on there. Different spot.
I got another pond we can go to that. I guarantee we'll catch some.
Alrighty, so we're back in the truck. We just didn't pull anything out of that pond, and I'll tell you what, it was a bitch getting around it. That's when you need a little bass tracker, bass boat, something to get out in the middle. But you know what? We're not gonna get discouraged. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna go to the next pond, see what we pull out, or we're gonna drain it and take all the fish out from the bottom. Alrighty, so we are here at the other pond, and check it out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the difference is no trees. I mean, there's some trees, but not around the edge. The other pond, it was just a bitch casting. This one, you got a little dock over here. Gonna start there, and then a dock over there. I don't know if you can see that beyond the American flag. Who knows, we may catch something big or not.
Bass, chasing it, reeling in.
Really?
Little baby bass that big, chasing my lure, reeling in.
Have you never caught a bass in here?
I've never fished it. I got permission a long time ago and I just... Got me a little 4-ounce bass. We actually caught one today, more like bait.
Oh, that's not a bad one. Look at that bad boy. Oh, yeah, boy. Well, I mean, she's tiny. This is nothing compared to the one I caught that I posted on Instagram the other day, but let's see yours. Well, yours is bigger.
You know what? This is the best stress reliever in the world, right here.
All right, so look at this. Look at this bad boy. Caught this sucker. Didn't get on camera because my friend didn't hit record. About 1.5 pounds. Belly, belly, belly. Look at that little belly. She's about to lay some eggs, isn't she? Look at that.
Yeah, that is a fat little belly.
Fat little belly, boys and girls. All right, so it wasn't a bad day of fishing. We caught a few fish. You know, anytime you go fishing, I mean, even if you have a bad day, even if you're getting skunked, it's better than your best day at work. To me, it is. And that's why I love fishing. It's therapeutic.
So yeah, that was some Rip Trippers bass fishing. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is give you a little tour of my bins, and we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show you a little glimpse of my daughter's first birthday.
I posted this car on Instagram a few times and people were like, Rip, we gotta see a video. Show us a video of your Mercedes. Well, this is a 1983 240D Mercedes-Benz, and you know what drew me to this car? One, my dad owned one, and if you guys watch, keep up with me, you know that my dad passed away 5-6 years ago. He had one of these. He had a 1978 240D, and I just remember getting in the car, smelling that MB Tex, which is the vinyl, which I'm going to show you, smelling the horsehair that's stuffed into the seats. You go into these cars, and it's like going back in time, and every time you get into this sucker, it feels brand new, like it just came off the lot, and it's because of just the engineering, the quality of this. They just don't make them like this anymore, and that's why I got this. You know, another thing that drew me to this car are these wheels, or hubcaps, should I say. It just speaks class, man. But I mean, look at the grill. Okay, so check this out. These are the fog lights right here. And this is something that the Germans did for the Americans, okay? If you go and look at any European Mercedes back in the day, they did not have these yellow fog lights, and that is like a staple. To me, that's a staple, and that really makes this car. With the Euro lights, they weren't round like this. They were rectangular. I like this look a lot better. I think it just really speaks. It just speaks Mercedes to me. Another thing to notice about this car, these doors are freaking like bank vaults. You hear that? You can't pay for that today. Top of the line, man. Top of the line. Yeah, so check it out. Here's the back seat, and this is MB Tex. And MB Tex is a leather imitator, okay? They used this back in the day. It's like a vinyl. This is a German vinyl, and this stuff will last forever. The guy that owned this, he bought it in January 1st of 1983. I got all the paperwork, okay? He was 55 years old. He owned it for 31.5 years, and you know, he sold it to a collector. He did not do anything to this. It wasn't recovered. The only thing that's been done to this is something that I've done. I put new carpet in because the stock carpet, it was getting a little janky. So yeah, I put this red carpet in, this wine red carpet, and I think it looks the tits. But if you look up here, look at this. Here's the first aid kit, and I mean, it's practically new. Everything in there hasn't even been opened, and that's since 1983, January 1st of 1983. I think that's just fascinating. And I tell you what, look at that. You can tell there's no dry rot. Here's the original carpet. I mean, it's amazing. All right, passenger seat. Check this out. Look at the grain. Great shape. You got the Zebrano shift knob. This is a 4-speed manual, by the way. Zebrano strips. Now, I will say this, when I first got it, and these are known to do this, these Zebrano strips, especially in front of the glove box, it starts to peel off and you have to glue it back. This started to come off. Actually, on the other side, it came off. I had to get a guy to glue it back. Black Mercedes placemats. Again, this red carpet. Look at the dash, guys. Most of these dashes crack. This thing is mint. Mint! Alrighty. Oh man, and look at the steering wheel. I mean, it practically looks brand new. 75,000 miles, or almost 76, we'll round it up. That's a baby. That's not even broken in. A broken in 240D has like 150,000 miles on it. That's like just getting started. These cars are million-mile cars, 1 million mile cars. And back to the steering wheel, look at that. The grain is like brand new. These things are huge. I can't even get in this frame. God almighty. Okay, this is one of my other favorite parts because it reminds me of my pops. Glow plugs. Oh yeah, and this is a diesel, guys, hence the glow plugs. But you gotta love it. And I love that diesel, that clackety clack, 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 clack. It's like if there was a nuclear fallout, everything would be demolished except these things, okay? Even if the car was demolished, the engine would still be here and it would still be ticking, man. You could go into a junkyard right now and find you an old 74, 75, 76 240D or even a 220D. It may be falling apart, but I guarantee if you put some fuel in there, oh, it'll crank right up. Pop the hood for you. So this tab comes out, right? and it comes up. But yeah, here's the engine, boys and girls, and for an 83 240D, she is clean, clean, clean. Look at the quality and craftsmanship of everything. Nothing's made of plastic. That's the way the Germans did it back then. And also, the engineers, they're the guys that ran Mercedes-Benz back then. They don't do that anymore. The engineers aren't running the show. And that's why I think that the product back then is a lot better than the product today. Better be safe than sorry. This thing's slow, okay, but she gets the job done. And actually for a 240D, it's the peppiest 240D that I've ever driven. I've driven probably 5 of them. So the only thing that will make this car that much better is if this thing had overdrive or 5th gear. Right now it's got 4 gears and I'm on the highway, I'm going 60 miles an hour in 4th gear. The faster I get, you can hear the engine. It's gonna get louder and louder and louder. When I get up to 80 miles an hour, the max speed for this is 100 miles an hour, by the way. 5th gear or overdrive, it would help with gas mileage. It would help with everything, but I understand if they're gonna put a 5th gear in there, they gotta change the transmission, all that stuff. It is what it is. I still love it. I think it's fantastic. The mile per gallon, I get crazy mile per gallon with this thing. With a full tank of gas, driving city, I can go 450 miles. 450 freaking miles. It's insane what you get with these diesels. So I'm back at the house and I just picked up a cupcake for Penelope. Penelope is my baby girl. She's my daughter. She just turned 1 today. Check this little cupcake out. Little monkey cupcake. But yeah, I picked this up. I picked up some party hats, some party whistles, and I'm about to go inside and surprise her. So stay tuned. Alrighty, so you hear, I got her in the other room, I lit the candle, got this little beautiful little cupcake, and we're about to go surprise her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Penelope. Happy birthday to you. Don't touch that, no! No. You blow it out. Blow it out, Penny. Well, this is our first birthday. Look, here, try it. Here. I don't think she likes you guys.
Oh yeah, and there's a couple more things I do want to go over with you before I let you guys go. One, the Vaping My Vape Story giveaway. Holy freaking cannoli. We had 600 entries, 600 videos people entered, man. That is nuts. If you're one of the 600 people that entered, give yourself a pat on the back. I freaking love it. I've already seen a bunch of videos. Got to watch a bunch more. Got to pick the 10 winners, but I will have those 10 winners picked and announced over at riptrippers.com within the next 4 or 5 days. Yeah, buddy. And then the second thing, Spotlight e-Liquid. If you go to Spotlight e-Liquid on Instagram, they're doing a giveaway. They're giving away 30 Vaporesso kits. And with each Vaporesso Target kit that they're giving away a bottle of Rainbow Nuggets. Oh yeah. Again, go to @Spotlight e-Liquid on Instagram, follow the rules, and maybe you have a chance to win one of those Vaporesso 75 VTC Target kits with a bottle of Rainbow Nuggets. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, like it down below. That way I know that you liked Rip's own first segment and we can keep doing these suckers. This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future, and the future is now.